take a moment to make sure everyone's signed in for the meeting in the back entrance of the room. If you've not, please do so because it must be on record. I'm Bob Tanner. The board members tonight are Scott Calhoun and Rich Hawk. I'd like to introduce the following members. We have Matthew Puz, the Zoning Development Officer, Julie Maggio, Assistant Zoning Development Officer, Jeremy Tobin, Board Solicitor, Tamara Doxey, Court Reporter. After presentation by the appellant, the board will hear from those in question of the appeal, those in favor, and those opposed. Any documents or evidence that is presented must be kept for a period of 60 days for our records. After all presentations are made, the board will recess. We'll then reconvene and make our decisions. We have up to 45 days to write a decision, but they are usually made this evening. If you'd like to stay and hear the decision. If not, you can call the zoning office after 8:30 tomorrow morning. Now I ask that everyone please stand to be sworn in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please answer I do.
I do.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to reopen, or continue to have open, appeal number 24-15, Richard Telesco and Jody Fulton for property at 4818 Wolf Road. We kind of heard from everyone the last time, but we did have two memos come in from solicitor for the Telesco family and for the township. So those have been, or will now be entered in as exhibits. And then we also received a letter from Peter J. Franklin, a neighbor from 4816 Wolf Road in support of a variance. And gave a 6-page explanation. So that is also entered in. So Jeremy, are we going to?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Audience.
Is there any other testimony on behalf of the appellant today? Any additional comments that you'd like to make?
No, I think we've closed. We're just.
If you don't mind, just state your name for the record.
Sure.
Sorry.
No, that's it.
My name is Richard Telesco. I'm a property owner along with my wife Jody at 4818 Wolf Road. And I think you have everything that you need and everyone has spoken.
If there was any new information, but we got from Attorney Betza and Attorney Caparoso, we got their memos. So,
Appreciate it.
okay, thank you. If there's anyone else here who would like to speak on that didn't have a chance last time. Okay. Now we're going to move to appeal number 24-17, Strike Zone Academy LLC for property located at 2225 Colonial Avenue, seeking a use variance for a recreational facility commercial in the I-2 Heavy Industrial District. We're going to represent this. Please come up to the podium, state your name, address.
My name is Jim Hartkin. I'm representing the Strike Zone Academy. My address is 8551 Peffer Road, Fairview, PA 16415.
Okay, if you could tell us a little bit about the project.
So at 2225 Colonial, what we're looking to do is, right now it's zoned for heavy industrial, and we're looking to open batting cages there so that we can use them for private instruction for ages anywhere from 6 to collegiate level. It's right around the corner here. We thought it was a great location because it will bring more retail into this area. That'll help, the local restaurants. It'll help the car wash right around the corner. It'll also help McDowell with, their baseball program and other things like that. It'll be a membership program. We'll run it as a very organized, professional program. We'll have instructors that'll be working there. Some of them are Gannon baseball players. So it'll be good for the entire community. And we already have about 100 clients lined up for it. What we would do in the area is we would turf the entire inside facility besides a 25 by 60 waiting area. And then we would have 9 cages in there that could be 24/7 access for people as well as instructors to work in there.
Okay, and you're basically, you're here because it's an industrial district and that's not allowed in an industrial district.
Correct.
I don't really have any questions on this. We've been down this road before.
Yeah, I have no questions.
Jeremy?
I guess if you aren't granted a variance, how would you use the property? Or how is, I guess, why don't you describe how the property is currently being used?
Right now, it's being used as storage.
Just storage?
Yeah, it was formerly the Onyx Building, and under that building, it was rated for heavy industrial. And we're very by-the-book people. We want to do it the right way. We don't want to go in there and just build cages and then find out we have an issue with you guys.
Sure.
And, you know, we felt that, you know, going towards a light industrial or even a commercial, you know, area would be appropriate, and that's why we're here today.
And I saw in your application, it looks, I guess, is it the configuration of the property that doesn't lend itself to like the heavy industrial? Yeah, yeah, just state your name for the record.
Yeah, just state your name.
Matt Torella, address is 6331 Meadow Lane, Fairview, PA. The configuration of that building, and I think we have manager of the property here as well, so he can kind of speak to it as well, but the configuration of the building has a lot of like different various ceiling heights. So back in the day, it was good for one in heavy industrial to come in there, but now the building's really not, you know, viable for like a big industry to come in there and use the whole building. Because there's ceiling heights at 12 foot, there's ones at 30 foot, you know, and it's all cut up and configured weird. Now, one of the things that they did before was that he did get a variance for a storage area within that building. So there is that, there's some manufacturing in the back. It seems like the whole building's kind of getting changed to a different type of use, so it's actually viable. You know, I think, you know, the owner has put a lot of money into it to try to make that building a lot nicer than it was, because I think most of you guys probably know the Onyx building was pretty rough around the edges when it was being sold so many years ago. So the fact is that it's being kind of reconfigured. I think it, you know, shows with what we're putting in here kind of fits with everything in that area.
Yeah, and you understand this is a variance for the zoning portion.
Sure.
You're going to handle everything else on the permitting side.
Yep.
Building permit.
Yep,
everything you
absolutely.
need that way.
And if you're not granted the variance, how would you use the property?
I mean, I think so we're not owners of the building,
Right.
you know, but, so right now they have that property leased out separately, 10,000 square foot. They're trying to get in whatever they can, you know, it's only 12-foot ceilings, so it would be really difficult to be able to put like an industry in there or even manufacturing because of the ceiling heights and stuff like that, so.
And is this only a portion of the building?
It's just a small section of the building, yep.
And then how is the other portions of the building, is that just storage, is that what you?
So, yeah, so Carrie has what, the storage? Could you talk real quick, Paul? I'll let Paul, because he's a manager, or he manages the building over there, so.
Paul Hoffman, address 2800 West 21st Street, Erie, Pennsylvania. So the building is about 150,000 square feet in approximately probably 75,000 currently leased. So about 10,000 is leased to a manufacturing facility in the rear of the property. I mean, it's a massive compound, right? So it's more of like a business park, like Epco Park, and the rest is storage. So we're trying to reconfigure the building on how to make it economical and how to repurpose the building. So in, when was this? June of this year, we had a change of use application approved. So the use group turned into S1 for self-storage units, and that project has gone really well. We're about 75% occupied, and just putting them online back in July. So we're trying to get different use groups in there and trying to kind of repurpose the building, obviously put it back on, make sure we continue to have productive use for the tax purposes there. And most of it will continue to be storage. We have a lot of potential tenants in there for storage, but if we get some different retail groups, like Strike Group in there, that would be economical for us too.
Okay.
And we have continued to so we put a lot of money back in this building. Probably to date, probably close to $2 million has been back into the reconstruction of the building.
Do you have anything else?
I guess other uses in the area, is there anything like similar to this?
EPCO Park would probably be the closest to this, and we have many different use groups currently in EPCO Park and have been here before to ask for variances and have been granted the same.
That's not, I guess, is that zoned in the same district as?
We do have some zone there for heavy industrial too. Yeah.
Well, you actually have in EMCO Park, I believe you have an industrial that's a jump or.
We have like 2 different gym groups there. We
gym
have,
of some sort in
yep.
EMCO, yeah.
We have therapies, we have a manufacturing facility. It actually works really well. So EPCO Park, we acquired that in 2020 and it's about 75% occupied and we have it up to about 98% occupied right now. So we've proven this economic vehicle works and, you know, produces quite a bit of income stream back into the Mill Creek system too.
How many square feet is the cages and
9,000, just shy of 9,000.
and how many square feet is the entire building again?
150,000 square feet. So it's a very small portion. EPCO Park, you know, is about 160,000 square feet, and we have different use groups, anywhere from 2,000 square feet up to 45,000 square feet.
Okay. Anyone have anything else? No. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything from the township? Anyone else in the audience like to speak on this? Okay. Moving on to appeal number 24-18, fast signs from Mill Creek Community Hospital for property located at 5521 Peach Street, seeking variances from sign regulations and approval from zoning hearing board to move non-conforming signs to a different location in the C1 Corridor Commercial District.
And again, my law firm represents Mill Creek Community Hospital / LECOM. So if it's, just for conflict of interest reasons, you know, I'll be present during these deliberations. When we go back, then I won't be present. But if it's okay with the applicant, then I would just draft the adjudication based on the decision of the board.
Sure.
All right, my name is Levi Stutzman, address is 4321 West Ridge Road, and here on behalf of Fast Signs, seeking a variance for our customer LECOM, which is looking to install signage at their hospital at 5521 Peach Street, and in particular, this variance is requesting for the existing buildings. They've added on an addition to that building, and this is a variance for the existing building, replacing the signage on that building. So this would be switching out the existing Mill Creek Community Hospital logo and then adding another sign that would say Behavioral Health Pavilion. So the variance we're seeking is for both the ordinance specifications for number of wall signs per road frontage and then also for the overall size of signage allowed on each.
Levi, I could just ask you one thing.
Yeah.
Just to confirm, this is a separate building from, you were just here maybe 2 months ago?
Yeah, it's a
For
separate,
the addition?
it's the same property,
Right.
but it's, what they've done, what they've built is a new addition that's completely expanded the hospital, and this is on the existing building.
Okay.
So there's 2 signs on the building currently, one facing north, one facing west. And so this project would be replacing both of those Mill Creek Community logos. And then adding on to the west side of
And
it.
just so we're understanding with your drawings, I've got drawing 1.0, that's the proposed?
Yeah, that is a mock-up showing the proposed final of this building, the proposed layout, and then the,
And 1.1 is existing?
correct. And so there are actually 2 signs facing north currently, and we'll be taking both of those down. And there'll only be 1 sign on that side of the building.
Okay.
And then we'll have 2 on the west side, is what the final proposal is. And so part of the reasoning for this variance is, of course, switching over from Mill Creek Community to LECOM is going to be a long process and a long marketing process. People for many years have known it as Mill Creek Community, so that's part of LECOM's desire, is to make sure that we're able to establish a clear dividing line of when this becomes LECOM. And then also, in additional to adding the behavioral health pavilion, part of the entire $50 million project to expand the hospital has been the point of the existing building is predominantly going to be used for the behavioral health field. And so that's something that LECOM is one of the leaders in, and investing heavily in teaching new doctors to go into that field. And so that's something that they really want to establish, that this is really something separate from the emergency department and the ICU. That's part of the new bill, that this building is really for the behavioral health aspect of their business.
So, for my summary, the way I look at this is we're saying 2 on the north wall, and we're gonna change that to 1 on the north wall is the request?
Correct.
And then there's 1 on the, I'll call it the west wall, toward Peach, and then that would change to 2. So basically a re-amortization of the signage.
Correct.
Can you speak to, and if it's here, I'm just not seeing it, can you speak to what the size of the existing signage is compared to the new signage?
Yeah, so the existing signs, I don't think I have measurements of them. But overall, I think the square footage should be about around the same as the LECOM logo. So
Well,
LECOM
it looks
logo
like
is
page 1.2, it says existing, oh, that's just a note, existing. This is not the existing, that's the new.
Yeah, so I think it's, I think overall size, the existing signs are taller than the proposed new ones, but they're, I think the square footage should be around that 24 square feet. But I'd have to get a measurement to
Okay.
confirm that.
Is the building already an existing behavioral health facility?
Yeah, it is part where their existing behavioral health facility is, but once the,
Just relocating it from the lower area up top?
right.
Yeah, that side's gonna be kind of blocked out at this point, that, where it says behavioral health now. So essentially, the Mill Creek Community, which is now LECOM signage, would just be changed in kind, same size, and we're moving the behavioral health from the, I don't know if that's a canopy or something over there, to the Peach Street side.
Yeah, I believe that, that rectangle, that's sign 1 on page 1.1, I believe that one, yeah, it's hard to tell in that photo, but yeah, I think it says Mill Creek Community and then part of it
Okay.
is behavioral health, yeah.
But moving that signage to.
Correct, yeah,
So basically taking all the signage, taking it down, putting it back up in kind, same size.
correct.
Yeah, that all makes sense. Do you have any questions?
No.
Scott, you have anything? I don't have any questions unless there's anything else you want to share on it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think so. I think you know, one of the things that we talked about in one of our meetings was about the importance of when someone now comes to the property, knowing where to go for emergency and knowing where to go if they're there for behavioral health. One of the other doctors here can speak to whether or not when people come in for a mental health emergency, where they would go. But in this case here, the desire is really to establish while they're not 2 separate entities, that there's really 2 different uses for this building now, instead of just the.
Right, and previous, we were going over the number of signs, and it was based upon not having anything here. This is kind of take down, put back up
Right.
sort of thing. So needs a variance, but understandable. Okay. Yeah, I think I have all the information that I need right now. Thanks.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here that would like to speak on this?
Hi, I'm Mike Rudlosk, 5050 West 38th Street here in Mill Creek. Just wanted to speak in support of it. We're really fortunate to have a hospital in Mill Creek, and this is the only one. And I know that the zoning that we have, creates this need to come in and go in front of the board and talk about these signs. But I think you already said it. It's just changing signs that are currently there into the name that's appropriate for the new name of the facility. I think really the safety aspect because of the transportation route. And if you look at accessing the new emergency department, which is the new piece out front, separating that from being able to access the behavioral health tower, you don't want that confusion. If you can help avoid that, the signage will help with that. Otherwise, I think Levi said pretty much everything that you all need to hear, I think, but just want to make sure that Mill Creek is in support of the hospital and support what they do for the residents here in Mill Creek, and that's what I got.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Township? Okay.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and close testimony at this time, and we're gonna go discuss and be back shortly. Okay, the record shows the meeting reconvened at 6:52. On appeal number 24-15, there will just be two of us voting on this evening, because there's only two of us who were here as part of that last night. I will make a motion to approve with the following three stipulations. One, must comply with 145-41D, the non-commercial keeping of chickens and ducks. Two, limited to the applicant only. Three, it shall terminate upon the sale of the property to a third party. And then 3B, if the applicant fails to maintain chickens or ducks for a period of 1 year, the variance will go away.
Just to clarify, you're
Yes.
approving the variance.
Approving the variance.
Okay.
Yes, approving the variance. Okay, yes, variance. So, all in favor? Yes. Aye. All opposed? So moved.
Thank you.
Yes. Appeal number 24-17, Strike Zone Academy LLC. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? So moved. Appeal number 24-18, Fast Signs for Mill Creek Community Hospital. Do I have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to grant the relief requested in form of variance for the, based on the application permitted, or I'm sorry, submitted by Fast Signs.
So just to be clear with your motion, this is we're granting a variance.
But it's not, yes, we're granting a variance, but it's not moving the signs, it's changing the signs based on their
The
project
request,
description.
the request, as we discussed, and then I'll let him remake the motion so it's clear. The request was to move the signs. We'd prefer to grant a variance on this. Gives you the full flexibility to have the two signs for everything that you've asked for. There's some ambiguity on moving existing signs. In fact, there are new signs, so we want to give you what you've requested. So the motion is, I'll let you restate it now so everyone understands exactly what that means.
So I'm making the motion to grant the relief requested based on the variance application submitted by Fast Signs in the project description.
All in favor? Aye. All opposed? So moved. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Wait, before you gentlemen adjourn, I just want to clarify, I know you voted in favor of the variance,
Yes.
but there was the appeal of Matt Pez's determination. Do you need to make they appealed Matt's determination as a zoning officer, or excuse me, Julie's determination, the Telesco one.
Oh, the Telesco.
Yes, they appealed Julie's determination for the violation and alternatively sought a variance.
Right.
So I wasn't sure if there was a decision being made with respect to the appeal of the determination, or we're just granting the variance.
I think it was just granting the variance.
We granted a variance.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to clarify for the record.
Yeah.
Yep. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
What?
Puz has something. Maybe I misunderstood his motion to me.
We didn't catch who seconded your motions for the appeals.
Okay.
Yeah, so we don't know.
The first motion for Telesco,
I seconded it.
I made the motion, he seconded. Okay. For Strike Zone Academy, motion, second for me. Fast Signs, motion. I'll second.
Thank you for the clarification.
Absolutely. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.